here checking in, and yes, we are getting honeybees. They should be here sometime in the next week to 10 days, and our beehive frames, the boxes all showed up yesterday, so we're going to get those painted over the weekend and get everything ready for our bees to show up in the next week or so. So right now we are heading up to our friend Joe's house to check out the bees at his house. He got some new hives this year, and we're also going to head up to Mason, New Hampshire to take a look at one of his hives that he has in the middle of a blueberry field. We got some honey from him last year from the blueberry field, and it was very different than any honey we've had before. It was very light, very clear, and had a really mild flavor to it. It was pretty awesome. So Jason and I are heading up to Joe's house, and then we'll head on up to Mason. It's raining out today, so hopefully it lets up here in a little bit. Stay tuned.
So see, this is a main food dish right here. Now they're really docile right now.
Is that because of the temperature?
Yeah. So main feed just below is the queen excluder, so that keeps her from coming up. So they build into these frames. I'm gonna turn a flashlight on real quick. Yeah, they're all down in there. Yeah, you can see right on the bottom here, they're actually starting to build comb in between the two.
Now, how long have these guys been here?
A week. There we go. There's somebody coming to check you out.
So here's some more of that stuff. What did you say this was called?
Propolis.
Is it the stuff that the honeycomb is made of?
Nope. So this is a different material. This is a different material. This is literally their house sealing compound.
Wow.
So when they hold all the trays together, that's what that is. If you look, you can see there's a ring around the entire cap. That's what that is. It's all it is a sealing agent for them.
So these are the frames that we bought that have that little honeycomb structure on them already.
Correct.
So what's the deal with that?
So so this just gives them something to base it off of. If you look down on the very bottom, you'll see how that one. If you look straight down my finger, you'll see how there's a little bit of growth on that one. Just gives them something to grow on.
Huh. Now, how many bees are in here?
There's probably 4,000.
And was this a nuke that you just got?
No,
or?
this is a fresh hive. No nooks. Same thing out in Mason.
And where did these come from?
These came from Tingsboro.
So you didn't have any survive the winter?
No, we had none that survived the winter.
Wow.
A lot of people lost over the winter. There's one over here.
And you were telling me the other day there's a mosquito spraying company that's...
Mosquito Squad.
And whatever they're spraying is doing a number on bees?
Part of the chemicals, there's two main chemicals that they use to spray. Yeah, you can see right down in between there. I don't want to keep this open for too long. Yeah, they're pretty docile.
Wow, there's a ton of them down below that rack, huh? Are there?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's where she is.
So is that where the babies hatch?
That's where all the pupa are. Yep.
Oh, okay. And then how do those bees that are down underneath there get out to be up in the top section?
So they will fit in between.
Oh, they fit, but she doesn't.
They fit in between.
Got it.
She
okay.
doesn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this off.
And then this is that. What was this called? A Boardman? What was this feeder called?
I don't remember the name of the feeder.
And that's just sugar water in there?
That's all it is. We just nuke up a bunch of sugar water, make it real thick, and
is that an early season thing, or you do that year round?
We do that throughout the season, especially when we're just trying to get it established. But that's it.
Very cool.
And that checking issue is just to figure out if there's any nasties in the bottom. Mice will hide in the bottom. Actually, you want to pop the whole top down.
So we're at the blueberry farm. There's 2 or 3 acres of blueberries back up over the hill. And Joe moved his beehive down here this year because there's a bunch of bears over on the back side of the property. And the bees can travel a couple miles to feed. So hold this a second, Jess.
Yeah, get your glove on.
The bees will travel a couple miles, so we can put them here And they still do all their work in the blueberry patch, but they're safer from the bears because there's a bunch of dogs at the neighbor's house that keep the bears away.
So that's what happens. They'll just hang out in there. They'll suck off of that thing for until it's empty. And this is a week, so this is empty, just as full. Come on. All right.
So
I'll hand you that.
I've heard that sometimes the early warm weather can really mess them up because they wake up and come out and there's no food yet.
Yeah, that's what happened last year. So they came out, everything blossomed, and then we had that big freeze right afterwards. Peaches died. All the peach blossoms died. All the orange blossoms died. They had nothing to eat. So we ended up doing this bit for weeks, for months afterwards, just to make sure they had food. What are you? Whoa!
Wow.
There they are. I wasn't expecting you guys all the way up on top, but that's where you're snuggling. Now, because they're all up here, it makes me wonder what's going on downstairs. And they're all packed in, so we're going to go ahead and cap this. I'm going to pull the bottom one off.
Now, do you have to be careful not to squish them?
Yeah, so I'll cap and I'll scrape that way. Yeah, they're all huddled up on this.
Oh, you know, it's interesting. Looking at them, seeing what I see around my house a lot. I don't see a lot of honeybees.
Yeah, you see how they're much darker brown.
Yeah.
You see a lot of yellow. That yellow and black, those are the jerks of the bee world.
They're hornets.
Wasps. Yeah,
Hornets, wasps, yellow jackets.
See that?
Yeah.
See him flicking back and forth?
Yeah.
That's the bee dance that everybody talks about.
Yep. And he's conveying some kind of information to the other guys
so
about
every
food.
Every shake is, X number of yards or feet or whatever. And then the direction he shakes in tells them where food is.
It's so interesting to watch them.
But you see how calm they are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's loaded up. He's got food on his legs.
So they bring back pollen, and do they use pollen or nectar? What do they?
It's the pollen.
And they convert that pollen into honey, and then that royal jelly. They make
so
both.
The royal jelly is made for for the queen, and when she's about to when they need to create a new set of queens.
Okay.
If I understand right. All right, buddy. Now, let me cap this. Let me get to the other side.
My tool set that I bought with the smoker came with the little brush.
Yes.
The bee brush.
Perfect. The brush is everything. All right. What I want you to do. Yeah, here the dog.
Yeah.
All right. What I want you to do is the moment I pop this off, I want you to turn that on, and what we're looking for is mice.
Okay.
It makes me nervous because
You're taking off the top one?
I'm taking this whole top
Okay.
box off. I want you to hit that flashlight and then see if you can see inside.
Okay.
This is when I get annoyed. Yep. I want you to look down. But here, you put your camera on the bottom side here.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yep. You see anything?
No.
See that steel ring?
Yeah.
That's what the queen came in.
Okay.
So she comes inside that box. We dump all the bees in there, 4,000 or 5,000 bees in. Yep, he's wiggling.
Yeah.
He's, yep, you want to flick those two off? Yeah, just flick them off. Yeah, that looks good. Seal up on this side again. And
Boy, I got bees all around me.
Oh yeah. You got them on your pants? Yeah, just flick them off.
Little hitchhiker.
Yep. Yeah, when we first dumped them, they all hit the box, and then they flew up and swarmed. We're like, whoa! I actually had to take a step back, and Heather's like, I'm just gonna ignore them. Just gonna ignore them.
Cute little buggers.
Yep. That's it.
Awesome.
That's yeah, that's B101 effectively.
What's that little slot in the top for? With that little wooden panel that just
That
slid
lets
out
them
of?
come in and out. So actually, this slot here. No,
Oh no, this
slot
this slot right here.
I don't know what that slot is. I thought you were talking about that. That stopgap gives them multiple openings.
Very cool. I can't wait to get ours.